Alright, good morning everybody, good morning, it's JPR, and today we are back with some more Pokemon the Movie 20 news, also known as Pokemon I Choose You. Now, we've talked about this movie a little bit before, and we only had a few details. We only really knew that Ash, Ho-Oh, and Pikachu would be in the movie, and to be honest, we still don't really have that many details. But we did get a brand new trailer today which confirmed our beliefs that this is going to be a retelling of Episode 1. Actually, it's kind of a paradox, as you can see at the end of this trailer, where Ho-Oh actually drops a rainbow wing to Ash when it flies over him. And the rainbow wing sort of guides Ash to wherever Ho-Oh is going. Now, obviously, that is a lot different from how the first episode ended, where there was no rainbow wing and Ash just kind of continued on with his journey, and he met Team Rocket, and he met Misty and Brock, and he went after gyms and leagues and all that other good stuff too. Now, something very important to note while you're watching this trailer is that most of these scenes, if not all of them, will not be in the final film. We'll probably get something that looks a lot similar, but it's just a heads up. Because every single year they give us the first couple of trailers for these Pokemon movies, and then none of the footage ends up being in the movie and people get salty. They're like, oh, where did all this footage go? It was in the trailer, it wasn't in the movie. It's been happening for 20 years, so if you're not used to it by now, then here you go, just letting you know. But regardless, we are going to be talking about some of the specific scenes in this trailer. Of course, the trailer tries its best to recreate some of the scenes from Episode 1, but there are a few differences here and there. The most noticeable one being for me is that Ash does not have a bike when he fights off the Spearow, nor does he have one when he is carrying Pikachu in his arms. So maybe this is a hint that even though Ash hasn't met Ho-Oh yet, that there's still going to be some differences. Maybe he doesn't meet Misty at all? And I really don't know how to feel about that. Like, is this just gonna be like a solo Ash Ketchum film? Like, part of me is like, that would be really interesting to watch, but the other part of me is like, yeah, I want to see Misty and Brock and all these other people again. Maybe they'll get cameos, but they won't be like major characters, who knows? Or maybe Ash will get a bike, and maybe he will meet Misty, and it's just something they did for the trailer. Like I said, none of these scenes are gonna be actually in the movie. We are gonna get something similar, though. So you never know. Just because it isn't in the trailer doesn't mean it won't be in the movie. For me personally, I think a great idea would be if Ash were to meet up with Gary several times throughout this movie, and Gary actually sort of becomes like a traveling companion that Ash never had. Because a lot of people don't realize this, but Gary really didn't show up that much at all in the original series. It's like some rival, you know? I mean, we were kind of led to believe that Gary was a very important character, but he really didn't show up all that much. Now, of course, Ash will meet Gary before he gets Pikachu, just like he did in Episode 1, so I think there's a good opportunity there to give Gary a little bit of spotlight in the movie, especially since we haven't seen him in the anime since, what, the Diamond and Pearl series? It's been a long time. Now, the next thing I want to talk about here is Ash's design. Now, I absolutely love Ash's design. I absolutely love the animation in this movie. He kind of looks like a cross between XY Ash and the original Ash. Like, the eyes are a little bit smaller and skinnier like they used to be, but the shape of the face and everything else is kind of like X, Y, and Z. Now, I know there's gonna be all kinds of people who are like, why didn't they just use this design for the main anime? Why didn't they do this? Why does Sun and Moon look so bad? And I'll answer your question right here. It's because the new art style for Sun and Moon fits the Alola region. It's supposed to have its own identity, its own look. It's supposed to be more relaxed. And people are still belly aching over this stuff. Like, as soon as this trailer showed up, there are people who were just like, oh man, why couldn't Ash just keep this design in Sun and Moon? And it's like, because they wanted to try something a little bit different. Like, can you give the animators a break for just a split second? Just because Ash looks different doesn't mean it's bad. But regardless, I love Ash's design, whether it's in this movie or in Sun and Moon or whatever. But clearly for this movie, they wanted to go with more of an original approach. So my question to you guys is, where is the movie going to go after Ash gets the rainbow wing? The poster and the very last scene of the trailer both kind of allude that he goes to like Mount Fuji to look for Ho-Oh or something, but again, the details are just so hidden from us right now. Like, usually when we get a trailer like this, they also drop like a pretty lengthy plot summary, but they didn't do that this time. Like, we know that this is a retelling of Episode 1, but we don't know anything beyond that. Like, he just gets the rainbow wing, and everything else is up to our imagination. So part of me is just like, oh man, I want more details, but the other part of me is like, I don't know, let them not spoil it or something, because sometimes they give us the description and we know exactly what's gonna happen in the movie, and there's like no surprises at all. And even if we already know that Ash will meet Ho-Oh, or if we assume that Ash meets Ho-Oh, it's like, what happens after that? If he meets Ho-Oh, what will we learn from that encounter that we didn't already know? I don't know, but regardless, it's going to be very interesting. So let me know down below, what are your hopes and predictions for this movie? Me personally, I really don't care what they do, because I think it's going to be great. But anyway, be sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you guys next time.